Welcome in to the fabulous Dude Wipe studio at the South Point Casino in Las Vegas. Hanging out downstairs at the South Point Casino, Jeffrey Motley and Brendan Gaughan, Gone Racin. And Jeff, I wish people could actually just come down here and watch us sometime.
Do you really?
I do. I listened to the guy. We have Ann changing voices on us today, doing the old Des, doing the professional. We got them there. We are like, this is the definition of professionally unprofessional. I promise you. Dirty Mo, nobody else has more fun than we have.
That's true. And it's like we say, it's behind the curtain.
Yes. Now it's a curtain, not glass
It's
anymore.
Like the Wizard of Oz is back there.
That's right. Great and powerful Oz.
It's a black curtain and not a green one, but wasn't that a green curtain?
It was green, yeah.
Emerald City, right?
Don't look behind the curtain.
I think there's a big Wizard of Oz thing coming to the Sphere.
It is. I'm getting tickets for it because I love that. Remember when I drove for Kodak, I was the Wizard of Oz. They did a Wizard of Oz thing at Kansas, and they gave me the Scarecrow car. You know why they gave me the Scarecrow?
You had no brains?
I only had a brain. So let's talk about our brains this week, Mr. Motley. Let's go back into our brain. So we got to start with a little asterisk here, Jeff. We were at the Go Bowling at the Glen last week. Of course, a phenomenal race. Kind of some things happened like we thought. But after the most interesting thing I've ever seen in my entire racing life happened in Victory Lane on Saturday, which I am very glad that Connor is okay. He's making fun of himself. Did you see him post the picture of him with the fall risk armband in the hospital?
Yes. I think the wristband, the armband he had in the hospital, there were over 1 million people that saw one of his social media posts. He's gone viral. For those that don't know, Connor Zilic, who we talked about on the show, it had a lot of love. Me and Jeff had a lot of picks against Connor Zilic. I had 4 picks against him.
Yes, I had 2 against him. And Connor won the race on Saturday in the Xfinity race and then proceeded to just this is Sirius XM Satellite Radio. For those that are listening, you've already heard it and seen it. But for those that aren't, that are on Gone Racin and more gambling style, look it up. I'm sorry, but way to go. But he's done a great job recovering from his little accident in Victory Lane.
Broken collarbone. It's going to take a little while
Concussion,
to recover.
Broken collarbone. It was scary looking at the time. He is okay, which is why we're making light of it. But they scrubbed him from the race. So, Jeff, you and I, unbeknownst to the folks at home, got to remake some picks for the weekend.
Which we legit texted each other on Sunday morning with our picks.
We did get picks in, but for the first time in a long time, you and I got to make picks after qualifying.
Which we tell everybody you really should wait till after qualifying. But we take this on Thursday for people that aren't familiar.
It was we did get to make some picks. When we talk about our picks at the end of the show, they will be different than normal than what you saw last week. But let's get to what happened at the Go Bowling at the Glen. And once again, you have talked about it. Shane Van Gisbergen, odds to win 150, top 3 odds minus 230. Chevy was minus 400. No group matchup, no head-to-heads for Shane. And you said it. He has to gain all these points so he has a shot in the championship. And he did his job brilliantly. Exactly what Justin Marks and Trackhouse brought him here to do. That man not only accomplished, it gives me goosebumps talking about it. He accomplished it in a phenomenal fashion.
Absolutely. I mean, we talked about how good he was on the technical tracks, and we talked about Mexico City. We talked about the street course in Chicago. We wondered how he would do on the more traditional road courses at Sonoma and Watkins Glen. And guess what? He's every bit as good at Sonoma and Watkins Glen. I'm going to keep my
mouth shut in the future SVG on you not getting quite as big of a lead at the other tracks. That was phenomenal. I mean, just absolutely amazing what the guy can do. They actually put an in-car he allowed an in-car camera again, and love watching his craft. He still uses a clutch.
And, he drives, his footwork is totally different than the other guys. And I've heard some of these guys say, I can't drive
They're not used to
way
it.
He
Look,
does.
Andy Lally, me, all of us grew up driving like that. He still drives the way that a lot of older guys did. And he is absolutely phenomenal with what he does.
Let me ask you a question. I should know this, but when he was racing V8 supercars down in Australia and New Zealand, did they sit on the other side of the car? Was that another transition he had to make coming to America?
So, yes, some of the V8 supercars, I believe they still sit on the right side.
Because they drive on the other side over there.
They still sit on the right side, I believe.
That's even more impressive if you ask me for what he's able to do. And, now you talked about his playoff spot. He's got so many playoff points that he's built up. Now, here's going to be the big thing. Those first 3 races of the playoffs, he's what I would say, if you want to use a golf term, he just needs to keep it in the fairway.
Well, and we've talked about it. That's what he's going to have to do when we get to the end of the show, his odds to win the championship. If they haven't gotten lower now, then people are idiots.
Because we know that, look, at the Roval, again, he has to screw up
Yes.
No one's beating him.
No.
The only thing that can beat him is a mistake, probably by his pit crew, not by him. Although he did make that mistake, I believe it was at Watkins Glen last year and cost him the race where he caught the wall, but he didn't do that again this year.
So I am looking at some V8 supercars. I just want to make sure they still are on the opposite side of the car.
So isn't that even more impressive that he comes over here and hops in a car racing sitting on the other side?
Oh, no, this picture shows him on the left side.
No?
So I don't know. Well, I left the things backwards. But anyway, let's go back to what we're talking about. Let's get to the top 10 in this race, Jeff. The top 10, Shane had him covered, won by 11 seconds. Christopher Bell, who was another one of our favorites, was plus 300. Chris Buescher, the road course ace that Chris Buescher is, plus 550. A little bit of chalk here. William Byron, Chase Briscoe, Ryan Blaney right there. I had him at 20-1 after the change. Daniel Suarez with his first top 10 since May. Bubba Wallace.
It's getting better on those road courses.
Winning a group for me, too. Tyler Reddick and Ross Chastain. A lot of chalk in there, but Bubba Wallace is becoming a pretty all-around driver nowadays, Jeff. And if he can get that road course skill down, he's going to be pretty darn good if he can keep that going. Let's get into...
one thing I want to point out with that top 10, that's 3 Trackhouse cars all in the top 10. That's a heck of a run. And both of the 2311 cars were in the top 10. So
there's more than 2.
Was there more than?
There's more than 2 2311 cars. Riley Herbst.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So there are 2.
Riley hasn't been running up there with those other guys.
But,
so anyway, 5 of those positions are teams that have just come into the sport in the last 3 or 4 years.
No, it was. Look, I like the race. People can say what they want, but we don't talk about that here. Let's get to the group matchups. How about all the group winners finished in the top 10? You got Christopher Bell, who finished second. You got in Group A, Chris Buescher finished third. Chase Briscoe finished fifth. And then if you go down to the second part of the groups, Ryan Blaney, he did not also finish second with the first one. She kind of has the numbers a little backwards there. But Blaney finished sixth. Daniel Suarez finished seventh, and Bubba Wallace finished eighth. So all the winners were in the top 10 of every group. I don't know if we've ever seen that, Jeff.
That's pretty remarkable. But I think also, like Bubba Wallace right now, I don't care where you go. Bubba Wallace should not be in a Group F anymore.
Nope.
He's racing with more confidence probably than he ever has in his career right now. I'm not ready to say that they're going to be one of the top championship contenders yet, but I'll tell you what, there's some racetracks that will suit him well when we get into the playoffs.
How well he's been running. He's at least asserting himself into the conversation.
And look, even on points, he's up higher in the standings. He's not like a guy that's just in because he got a win.
No, he would be nowhere near the cut line anymore. Actually, he would be on the cut line actually looking at it. But anyway, let's go to the points. Right now, SVG is second in points. If you take the playoff standings, which was what we put up right here, he is second with those 4 wins. So that's a big, big deal for SVG to be sitting there and all those bonus points that come with it. That's going to help him in the end. Now we get to the cut line, though. This cut line, it didn't change much because SVG won, but a little bit of breathing room for Chris Buescher with that second place or third place finish. That helps him. He's now got a 34-point lead over his teammate Ryan Preece. You said it last week, Kyle Busch. He's got to win now. He's 102 points out with 2 races to go.
Well, Preece is the only one who has a chance to point his way in. And that chance is probably going to really have to come more at Daytona because I just don't see a big swing this weekend at Richmond.
We should see chalk at Richmond. Upcoming race that we're talking about this week, we have the Cookout 400 at Richmond Raceway.
I really wish we could get a cookout in Las Vegas.
It's okay. It's not.
I like cookout.
It's okay.
See, I like the pulled pork.
We got
barbecue.
Bojangles now, though.
Okay, when they get the country ham biscuit, I'll go back to
they don't have the country ham biscuit.
But they don't have the country ham biscuits out west, and that's another point of contention for me right now. If I'm just going to go and start ragging on all the fast food restaurants in the South that haven't figured out how to do it in the West.
See, bring the South here. We like it.
I'm a Southern boy. I appreciate all that. No. I mean, they brought Cracker Barrel here, and they pretty much do the same thing.
Well, I don't Cracker Barrel has 2 menus, north of Mason-Dixon and south of Mason-Dixon, too. People don't know that.
Well, the menu out here is pretty much the same one I remember from the South. But Bojangles?
They have different food, north and south, just so you know.
What do they have in the north?
Oh, hey, I'm a connoisseur.
Okay.
Look it up.
You probably have pins on your map of every Cracker Barrel you've been to, right?
Been to a few. After that, we go to the final race before the playoffs, Daytona, Coke Zero. That's why I say Coke last time. Coke Zero Sugar 400. Then we start the first round, Cookout Southern 500. Cookout doing a lot of sponsoring.
Well, do you think they do the northern menu at Richmond and the southern menu at Darlington?
Probably. Darlington Raceway. And then you got the Worldwide Technology Enjoy Illinois 300. And then, of course, one of my favorites of the year, the Bass Pro Shops night race at Bristol. So
a lot of night racing coming up. 3 of the next 5 races at night, and even the Darlington race, I believe that's a night race on what's Sunday night, Labor Day. Don't they run that?
But before we get to some of the stuff we really do here, Jeff, what's fun about living in Vegas like we have, we now get to talk about sports betting like we're doing right now. I mean, can you imagine us doing the show 15 years ago, 10 years ago, 5 years ago?
We did this show 8 years ago. We did start it 8 years ago.
My whole life, you and I we couldn't talk about certain things.
You couldn't even put casino sometimes on the side of your truck when you raced.
When we won with Casino Queen, NASCAR got mad at us, and we had to
explain to them that was the name of the hotel.
That was the proper noun, yeah. So I was at the gym this morning with my buddy of mine at the gym, and another
two people that will be names will be
two degenerates.
Let's just say to protect the guilty.
Two degenerates.
Is this names withheld to protect the guilty?
Yes, to protect the guilty. 2 degenerate gamblers that now anybody that knows gambling, and this is what everybody knows the term the moosh. There's always the moosh. This guy is the moosh, man. This guy would take the biggest sure thing, and that horse is going to be crippled at the gate. So the moosh was telling me how bad he's been doing in baseball lately, and I said, "Why are you betting baseball?" And I mentioned Gone Racin, the podcast, Sirius XM, the whole 9 yards. I said, "If you follow us, you knucklehead." I said, I was 109 points to the good last year. Jeff Motley's 40. I'm almost 40. We got all these things. And he goes, "You're telling me if I did my baseball bet and I could be up 30, 40 grand right now?" I said, "Well, yeah, but you're not smart enough to follow us." So he says he's going to listen today. So this is the moosh and his sidekick. When we get to the stuff that happens here,
I feel like it's putting a lot of pressure on us now.
If we go 0 for 5 this week, I am never letting him listen to Gone Racin again.
Well, he has a better chance at Richmond for us to do well than the next week at Daytona. So this is a good week for him to listen.
So I just wanted to get my little love in for the moosh. So the moosh, hope we do well for you. When we come back, we're going to give you the stuff you're looking for, some of the odds to win when we return on Gone Racin.
This is speed. This is winning. This is losing. This is smoke and fire. This is high stakes and wild cards. This is family and tradition. This is everything on the line. This is it. This is NASCAR in Las Vegas. The South Point 400, a NASCAR playoff race, October 10th through 12th. Get your tickets now. LVMS.com.
Welcome into Gone Racin. Jeff Motley, Brennan Gaughan, Dude Wipe Studio here at South Point. 3, 2, 1.
I just feel like somebody just punched Ann in the stomach with that voice that we heard.
The octave went up quite a bit.
It did go up a bit, yes.
So we are now talking everything the Cookout 400 at Richmond Raceway. And before we get to the odds to win, let's talk about some of the guys that have been really good there. And Jeff, I know we talk about what have you done for me lately, but if there's a place that Kyle Busch is going to get off the schneid, this is one he needs to do it. 6 wins in 38 races. 28 top 10s in 38 races. That is absolutely phenomenal. Look at Denny Hamlin's record at this place. Even look down at Christopher Bell at the bottom of the screen. No wins, but 7 top 10s in 9 races. There's some guys here that are phenomenal.
Well, and this is an oddity, something that we haven't seen in the past is this is the only race of the year at Richmond. So they lost a race after last season. If you remember the last race we had here, now granted, he went through the last couple laps like a bull in a china shop and ended up getting all of his points taken away. But Austin Dillon won this race in a RCR car. And so if you are Kyle Busch, if RCR doesn't go into this race with a little more confidence than they have other places, if you're Kyle, you got to be thinking, I've got 2 shots at this. And Richmond, Daytona, and look, he's run better at places like Daytona and Talladega as well lately. But I just think they got to say, hey, we got to buckle down here on these next 2 races.
I don't disagree. This is where if he's going to get it done, I mean, Daytona's been better at, but RCR did shock the world, let's say, last year at this race. So
and then NASCAR shocked them when it was over. But
they shocked the monkey. Let's get to the odds to win. Shock the monkey.
Who sang that song?
Shock the monkey.
I don't even know who sang that song. I remember that song, but I don't. Was that in the 80s?
Yes, it was 80s.
Okay, I thought so. I just don't remember who sang it. That's
we're not on 80s on 8. We are on NASCAR radio. So let's get back to what we do.
I know what channel you listen to when you're driving around.
Odds to finish first. Christopher Bell is your favorite right now. He is plus 300. Denny Hamlin second at plus 350. Then William Byron, Kyle Larson, both at 800s. Joey Logano 10-1. Chase Briscoe, Ryan Blaney, both at 12. Chase Elliott 14. Brad Kay 18. Tyler Reddick 25. Chris Buescher and Josh Berry, both at 30-1 right there. Jeff, the first thing that jumps off to me, What have we talked about with Chase Briscoe lately?
Well, we talked about how he has performed so well at tracks that Martin Truex Jr. performed well at.
Okay. Martin Truex Jr., last 10 races he's been there, 2 wins, 6 top 5s, 8 top 10s, average finish 7.9. How has Chase Briscoe been doing every time we throw this stat out? Pretty much matching what he did.
Yeah, I think you got to look at that. And I think from week to week, again, and I said it last week, I am really, really high on Briscoe right now. I think Briscoe is a legit championship contender.
I do too.
So when I see all these double-digit numbers coming on Chase Briscoe, I see that there's value there. I'll tell you another guy, though, who I really, really like the value on his number, Tyler Reddick at 25 to 1. I know he hasn't won here at Richmond, but this is a kind of track that really kind of suits his driving style. And I think seeing Tyler Reddick at 25 to 1, he doesn't have a win this year. Even though he's pretty much locked into the playoffs. I don't think there's really any way he can miss the playoffs. He
can go that far. Point. He's got 1 top 5 in 9 races here, average finish of a 14.9, which when you figure, some of that was RCR before he got there. But he finished 3rd in this race in the playoff race last year here. So 10th in this race, 3rd in the playoff race. He doesn't dislike this place.
No, I just think at 25 to 1, if I'm looking for a guy that's got a big number, Tyler Reddick is pretty interesting at 25 to 1.
Let's get to the second page here. Carson Hocevar kicks off. He has been bet down to 25 to 1. Then you got Ross Chastain, Alex Bowman, Kyle Busch, and Bubba Wallace all at 30. Ty Gibbs, 40. Austin Dillon, the winner of this race last year, and Ryan Preece, both at 50. Austin Cindric and Eric Jones, 100. The field at 30 to 1 this week, not the usual South Point 20 to 1. I'm not worried about the field. But can we see a shocker again on this page? I mean, Kyle Busch is here at 30 to 1.
Normally I look at Richmond and I say, well, that's not a track where we're going to get a shocker. But what happened last race here? Austin Dillon, it was a shocker. He thought it was a walk-off win. I mean,
Alex Bowman, he's got to win here. You forget this. It was a while ago, but he's got to win here.
Am I allowed to talk about him?
You're not allowed to. That's why I'm bringing it up.
Just checking. Look, Bubba Wallace is going to run better. Yep. Ty Gibbs is another guy who's got to throw caution to the wind. He's got to do everything he can because it's the only way he's getting in. And, I've been high on on Ryan Preece for the last few months now. And Preece is another guy who's sitting there knocking on the door. So those are some big numbers. But if Austin Dillon could do it last year, I don't see why a Ryan Preece or a Ty Gibbs or a Bubba Wallace couldn't win this race
at the same time. Nope, I'm right there with you. I like a lot of those numbers, even to win. And you and I normally don't like a lot of win numbers. I think there's some great value in the win. If you want to take a flyer on a 30 to 1 shot, a 40 to 1 shot, I think it's worth it this week because they could do it.
I will not be picking a race winner this week. I'll just tell you that straight up.
Me and you, we don't. But but listen,
I really thought about picking SVG at plus 150 last week. I really thought about it.
Actually, after the Carson Hocevar thing, or the Connor Zillage thing, I was going to do that just to get a win. But let's get to the top 3s, and here's a lot of numbers I like in this. Denny Hamlin, your favorite at plus 120. And remember, this is why we show the difference between South Point and this is now DraftKings, right? Denny Hamlin is the favorite in the top 3s, not Christopher Bell, the race favorite. Christopher Bell plus 135. Kyle Larson, 220. William Byron, 250. Joey Logano, 260. Ryan Blaney, 320. Chase Briscoe, 350. Chase Elliott, Brad Kay at 450. Chris Buescher, 550. Ross Chastain, 600. Tyler Reddick, 7. Kyle Busch, 8. And then you got the double digits. Josh Berry, short track ace Josh Berry, at 10 to 1 with Carson Hocevar, Bubba Wallace, Austin Dillon, Ty Gibbs, all right there. Bowman, 11. Ryan Preece, 14. The same guys we talked about, but man, I love looking at that Chase Briscoe at 350 for a top 3. Talking about the Martin Truex factor here. I love that.
Well, I think that's a good bet. I just talked earlier about Tyler Reddick, and now he did finish 3rd in this race a year ago, and he's plus 700. I look at some of those guys, and I tell you, I don't know what has happened throughout the summer to Josh Berry, but I know that short tracks
used to be his thing.
Are usually his thing.
Yes.
And I would expect Josh Berry to go and be a guy that could possibly get it going here.
Look, so I'm going to take you back just a few short weeks ago to Iowa. We always say Iowa and Richmond are very similar, right? We just named 2 guys. Guess who finished 2nd at Iowa? Chase Briscoe. Guess who finished 3rd at Iowa? Brad Keselowski. And guess who finished 5th at Iowa? Ryan Preece.
And if I remember correctly, though, it was really the two best cars were Briscoe and Keselowski all day, and Byron was able to basically stretch his fuel.
He stretched his fuel. So, and you're telling me right here, Ryan Preece is 14-1 for a top 3. You got Bubba Wallace 10-1 for the top 3. You got Chase Briscoe 350. You got Brad Keselowski 450 after what they just did a few weeks ago on almost the identical racetrack as this one. That leans me right there to a lot of those numbers. There's a lot of value right there.
Well, and one name we didn't even mention here is Chris Buescher. And Chris Buescher's a guy who, he wants to be consistent. He wants to be steady because he's sitting there right on the cut line knowing that anything could happen at Daytona. But he's a plus 550, and you're talking about he's a teammate to Preece and Keselowski, so I would expect to see Buescher run well also.
Oh, and don't forget, he's got a win here in 2023 in the playoffs.
Right.
So, I mean, he's not been bad here lately, and that's what we always love to look at is what have you done for me lately? He's done a lot here lately, so I like a lot of those. Let's get to the second page real quick. We got Daniel Suarez, 18, Cindric at 20, Corey Heim, 25, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Eric Jones, both at 28, John Hunter at 45, Noah Gragson, Michael McDowell, AJ Allmendinger at 55, Zane Smith, Shane Van Gisbergen at 70, Jesse Love, Todd Gillen, both at 80, Justin Haley, Cole Custer, 110s, Riley Herbst, Ty Dillon, 130s, Cody Ware, 250. And going through this.
Jesse driving for you this week?
Nope, no 62.
No 62?
He's in an RCR car.
Okay.
You look at this, and look, Eric Jones and John Hunter, these are two guys that we've talked. The legacy team has been better, right, than they've been ever. And we haven't talked about them quite as much, but these are guys that both love short tracks. These are guys that both do well at places like this. I can look at them and give you an argument. John Hunter was 15th with at Iowa a couple weeks ago. Come back, be a little bit better. It's not far-fetched to say it could be there.
When I look at this group here, it's very, very hard for me to imagine a top 3 for anybody in this group. I see what you're saying. And again, the legacy team, they kind of dropped off the last couple of weeks. But again, I think you're right. You kind of go back to Iowa. You take a look. You say, okay, who finished up there in Iowa? And there's nobody on this list that had a top 3 at Iowa. I don't know. I'm struggling here.
It's a little bit of a long shot, but that's why they're on the second page.
Yeah.
Let's get to the head-to-heads before we take our next break. And the head-to-heads, we got some massive numbers, Jeff, in the head-to-heads. Massive.
Well, we do, and I'm going to be honest with you. Anytime I look at head-to-heads and I see Kyle Larson getting plus 170, and he's getting it, I know, against Bell and Hamlin, but plus 170 for Kyle Larson, although I also sit here, Brendan, and I'm like, talk about what have you done for me lately? Since that Indy Charlotte double, Kyle Larson he's not been as strong. I'm with you there. But he's still Kyle Larson, right?
And all it takes is, the one moment that he gets it back. But I look at this and go, all right, you give me 170. William Byron won the race at Iowa. He's 170 versus Christopher Bell and Denny Hamlin. Okay, that's a great number right there. You're telling me I can get Kyle Larson 170 again? There's amazing numbers, big number. I mean, this is 50-50 shot, guys. This is not.
The Byron thing only scares me because it was a gas mileage thing. I just don't know that you're going to count on that for another 0.75 three-quarter mile track.
He finished 3rd in stage 1, no stage points in stage 2, and led 141 laps at Iowa. It wasn't like he wasn't good all day.
No, he wasn't, but I still don't think he had the best car.
Not the best car, but he was good. It wasn't like he just lucked into this from a fuel mileage. He was good. And Byron has been, we said a while back, Byron had disappeared from us. Byron's not disappeared anymore.
No, Byron's definitely come back. There's no question about that. I mean, but when you can run a short track on one less pit stop than everybody else, that's a huge advantage.
Yeah, but what has Seabell done lately? Seabell was hot early in the season and then disappeared. So
and hasn't reappeared.
I mean, you're giving me 170 versus Christopher Bell. I'm pretty happy.
I actually do really like the William Byron.
I do. I
like the Kyle Larson too.
I like 2 of those. All right. Well, we'll get to the group matchups when we return because these head-to-heads took a little longer than we normally do. So when we come back on Gone Racin, we'll get you the head-to-heads. We will see if the Moosh wants any of the group matchups from me this week, and we'll give you all the good stuff when we return here in just a few moments, guys.
Sports by the book.
Sports by the book.
Sports by the book.
Sports by the book, South Point Studio.
We don't make stuff up here.
I would only play the Pirates team total going under.
What the hell happened to Minnesota's pitching? This total is really crashed. without plumbing the lineup. I think this number's too high, but they're landing me the 6.
Oh, I know.
Caitlin Clark drives handle on the WNBA.
Never mind all these Mickey Mouse other stations. We are giving you hands-on information.
Welcome back in Dude Wife Studio. Brendan Gaughan, Jeff Motley, Gone Racin, our best, most professional return to air that we've ever done in our history. And
I know. I feel like I should button another button.
And I showed up without
Maybe
with a
you
t-shirt.
should have a collar. You can't button something you don't have.
I bought more t-shirts from freaking Ruth Hall's gift shop at the South Point than I know what to do with, and I wasn't doing it today. I forgot to grab a polo shirt. So if you're watching the Gone Racin, click the link, subscribe, all that stuff, and you'll see me wearing a freaking t-shirt today.
So you're supporting, the 12th place team in the Big East?
Wow. We were picked 4th this year, thank you.
Picked 4th?
And you suck it.
How many are in the conference? 5? 4th? Georgetown 4th? No, I'm just saying, this ain't the John Thompson, Patrick Ewing, Allen Iverson, Georgetown. That's all I'm saying. Go ahead. You want to rag on my school? Go ahead, because we really are not very good.
You guys have a basketball or football team anymore?
That's up for debate, actually, right now. But
let's get to, since we are not the SiriusXM College Nation.
So now we've established we're not College Nation and we're not 80s on 8.
There you go. Let's get to the NASCAR radio portion of the SiriusXM show, and let's get back to our group matchups, which, of course, we love. And when we tell you some of these numbers in these group matchups, another great one. This is why we love short track racing. This is what's great about betting NASCAR nowadays. Group A has your 2 favorites, co-favorites, of course, for the race, co-favorites in Group A, Christopher Bell and Denny Hamlin, plus 185. But how about this? William Byron and Kyle Larson, 415 and 420 apiece. Jeff, I might not pick a head-to-head. I might just have to pick them 2 in this group.
Well, and I'm sitting here wondering that. I mean, because my thought right now is I want to go with Byron and Larson against Bell in the head-to-heads. That's really, really where I'm leaning.
So do I.
But that's plus 170. And you're right. You get 2 guys that are getting more than
giving up 2 points to gain 4 points. That's that. It's not like normally where you say bet 2, you win a point.
The problem is Denny Hamlin's in that group. And if I go the head-to-head, because here's the deal. I think Denny is better than Christopher Bell here, and I think he has a much better chance to win. I mean, this is Denny's hometown track. It is not Martin Truex Jr.'s hometown track and never was. I mean, this is Denny's place.
Yes. And let me give you a stat for Denny Hamlin. Short tracks, last 10 races, 4 wins, 9 top 5s. I did not say top 10s, Jeff Motley. I said 9 top 5s.
And thus why I'm scared of Bell and Larson.
And let me give you just Richmond.
Byron and Larson.
Richmond, 8 top 5s in the last 10 races with 2 wins. So you want to talk about a guy that shows up to play when he comes here. It is Denny Hamlin.
And that's just where I'm saying that's my holdup with wanting to bet Group A. If it was Christopher Bell and Joey Logano in there with Byron, of course, we probably wouldn't be getting plus 415 and plus 420.
But still, but you're telling me maybe Larson's been a little off lately, but I think Byron's on the comeback right now, and he did just win and lead 140 laps at Iowa. It's worth 1 unit for me to take William Byron in this, and then take the head-to-head against Christopher Bell, and now I'm getting a positive unit, maybe even getting both.
Maybe so. Again, Denny Hamlin throws the wrench into this group for me.
Well, let's get to Group B, and Group B is one that I really, really like. This is one I'm pretty happy with. Joey Logano plus 195, Chase Briscoe, Ryan Blaney at 300, and Chase Elliott right there at 300. And for me, I look at this, Jeff, and I bet you're going to say the same thing I'm about to. Chase Briscoe is plus 300. What he's done lately with the Martin Truex stats, where they've been running, what they've been doing. And look, Joey Logano, 2 top 10s in the last, or 2 top 5s in the last 10 races here. Sorry, wrong one. 5 top 5s, 7 top 10s at Richmond. But in short tracks, it's only 2 top 5s in the last 10 races.
Well, I have taken Briscoe almost every week for the last.
We've been pretty hot on him. He's been our Chris Buescher this season.
In fact, he may be hotter than Chris Buescher ever was for us right now, and he's doing it in higher groups.
Yes, Buescher was Group F and DE when we were doing it. He's been doing it in ABC.
And you're telling me I get plus 300?
That's pretty big.
Honestly, I'd put him at plus 195 and Logano at plus 300 if it were me setting the odds on this group. So I don't have to discuss this group very long. I'm Chase Briscoe all day here.
Look, and Ryan Blaney, 3 top 10s in the last 10 races here at Richmond. I mean I'm to me that's a misnomer to be the same as if I gave you Chase Briscoe's stats without Martin Truex, you'd say why is he in Group B? But that's that. You and I both believe in momentum. What have you done for me lately? And this Martin Truex theory we're going off of. I love Chase Briscoe right here.
Absolutely, I'm totally with you here.
Let's get to Group C. Group C has Brad Keselowski 215, Tyler Reddick 215, Chris Buescher 305, and Josh Berry 385. Dang it. This has 4 reasons for me to bet the Josh Berry thing that we talk about with him on short tracks, Chris Buescher, how hot he's been. I just gave you Brad Keselowski, how he did at Iowa, and you talked about Tyler Reddick, which now makes this group, to me, my ex.
Yeah, I can certainly see that because I'm sitting here thinking, man, okay, let's see, Keselowski. I don't ever usually want to bet Keselowski because he really hasn't been that good this year, but he was so good at Iowa, and he was good at the last race that we had here at Richmond. Reddick, top 3 here at Richmond, the last time that we raced here. Buescher, I'm expecting him to be good. Berry, short track, it's kind of his thing.
I can give you reasons for all of them, which is why we got it becomes our X group this week, which that stinks because this is normally Group C's and D's and E's are what we look for. But there's a great number on Josh Berry and a great number on Chris Buescher.
And I think maybe if there's any saving grace in this group that is worth looking at, it is the fact that you can get such a big number on Buescher and Berry that they are plus 300. It's not like we're looking at a group where we got
240,
265s and 270s, that kind of group. Like
little foreshadowing.
Like we might see when we get to the next group.
Well, let's foreshadow to this next group then. Great segue. But Group D is Ross Chastain and Alex Bowman 265, Carson Hocevar, Kyle Busch at 270.
Can we have 2 X's?
Yeah, I guess.
I'm kind of.
Here's the problem. Hocevar came in at Iowa and had a great race. Hocevar ended up 7th or 8th, 7th in stage 1, had a good run all day long. Alex Bowman though was right there in 7th place, right next to him. So you're giving me the 2 guys that were 7th and 8th at the last track like this. Let's throw in the fact that Ross Chastain was 11th. So you have 7th, 8th, and 11th, all right there at Iowa. Kyle Busch, the stats we talked about. Kyle's going to need that win, to get in. So I like Kyle at 270, but every one of these guys just says they ran better than Kyle did at the last one. There's no juice in this squeeze here for me.
Yeah, and to me, the wild card in this group is Hocevar because
when he shows up, he shows up.
And
when he doesn't, he's 35th, like
because he's usually behind the wall fixing a fender or something.
He's had a few Hasselhoffs this year.
He has, although I thought he was pretty classy with Zane Smith at Watkins Glen. He actually pulled over and gave Zane a position and went up to his window and said, "I know that doesn't make up for it, but." So he did. He's learning. He is.
Hey, there's another guy in the Xfinity Series that ain't learning, and I can't believe they didn't suspend him again. But that's not for the show.
I don't think the one at Watkins Glen was on purpose. I just thought they might have given him 2 races at Indianapolis. But yeah, I don't think the one at Watkins Glen was on purpose.
I didn't say purpose, but it was stupid. Anyway, what were we talking about? Group D.
If they started suspending every race car driver for being stupid, we wouldn't have anybody out there racing. I never would have made it. I'd still be trying to. You really open. You set that one on a tee for me right there. I just want to point out.
Hey, I'll be the first to admit it. Let's get into Group E here, and Group E, which again, bummer. You have 2 of these guys that you and I would probably want to talk about and bet on. You got Austin Cindric at 240. Eric Jones been bet down to 215. John Hunter 320 and Corey Heim 320. Here's my thing with they did this with Zilich. They're doing it with Heim. You're putting a lot of love in a guy. Yes, it's 2311. Yes, they've been running really well, but you're giving a lot of love for Corey Heim. So no offense, Corey, please don't take any to this or any of Corey's fans, but this is a 3-man horse race for me. I don't see Corey showing up and just, oh my God, look, I'm going to finish in the top 15 and beating these guys.
Well, I'm 100% in agreement with you. Corey Heim's really good in the truck series.
Fantastic.
Is this a truck race?
No, it is not.
Okay. So I'm with you. It is a 3-man race. And I'm going to be honest with you. I really look at this group and I think this is going to end up being a Legacy Motor Club battle. I really do. The bigger odds are on John Hunter, but clearly there's been some bettors who have found some love in Eric Jones right now that he's probably been bet down from what I'm going to guess was probably about a 250 or 260 down to a 215. With Austin Cindric in our graphic, if you look at it, the fact that Austin Cindric is on top would say that he was the
let me give you why
favorite.
Austin Cindric is on top, though. What did he do at Iowa? At Iowa, Austin Cindric led 20 laps, finished second in stage 1, third in stage 2, finished the race in 12th, but he ran like that Penske car should run.
Yeah, but I think you have to
just
go back
telling you
and
why.
I know, but you also have to kind of go back and say, well, there were guys that were pitting to get on a strategy and gave up the stage win too. So I look at that finishing position. I say, okay, that's probably where he ran most of the day. But and that's solid. I just see right now. I mean, if I'm going to pick somebody in this group, I'm probably going to go John Hunter because he's plus 320.
320.
It's a good value on him. And look, he's a good little race car driver.
And he's also been a great short tracker his whole life. This is where he grew up, did all his stuff. So I do like John Hunter here only because the 320 number in the 3-man horse race. I really think Austin Cindric is probably going to win this group, but I like the 320, and I think it's worth it to go 320 with Nemechek because he can win this group.
Yep. Don't disagree.
All right, let's get to Group F then before we go to break. And Group F has our guy Michael McDougall is your co-favorite with Todd Gilligan, both at 265, and then the Dinger and Noah at 270s. Really hard to separate. DraftKings has let us down in Group F a lot this year.
I like Michael McDowell here.
Yeah, but it's just so boring of a group. It's like
Group F. Well, it wasn't.
You're giving me 265s and 270s, and it's just.
But that's what I'm saying. I think McDowell should be a heavy favorite in this group, and I think the fact that you're getting him pretty close.
One top 10. I don't know.
I just feel like that team's run better.
McDowell's got the most experience. McDowell absolutely should be kind of the class of that one. So I don't disagree with you. It's just, I don't know. You're not high on Todd Gillen anymore. You were riding the Todd Gillen train a few weeks ago.
Yeah, well, that train. That train pulled into the station lately because I haven't seen a lot out of that team. I just feel like McDowell has been more consistent than anybody else in this group. I like McDowell.
Says the man to my left,
the guy who's leading.
We'll give you our picks and tell you how we did last week when we come back on Gone Racin'.
This is speed. This is winning. This is losing. This is smoke and fire. This is high stakes and wild cards. This is family and tradition. This is everything on the line. This is it. This is NASCAR in Las Vegas. The South Point 400, a NASCAR playoff race, October 10th through 12th. Get your tickets now. LVMS.com.
Oh, hi. Welcome back into Gone Racing from the Dude Ripe studio. See what happens when she doesn't get exciting for me?
I wondered where you went.
Yeah, no, I was looking down and trying to make my last pick on my deal there. So welcome back into Gone Racing. Jeff Motley, Brendan Gaughan. And see, Ann does the boring thing behind the curtain, and I just don't even hear it.
Well, and we had really gone 3 segments without doing anything professionally unprofessional.
True.
So
we have to get one in the show. We're contractually obligated, to do something stupid.
Anybody sponsored by Dude Wipes would be capable of making a mess of something.
Especially if you knew. Oh, hey. Wow. That was a good one, Jeff Motley. Thank you. I like that one. All right. We do have one more, of course, bet that we do accept here on Gone Racing, and that is the manufacturer prop. How about this? One of the first times we've seen this in a while this season. Toyota is your favorite, plus 125. Chevy is plus 170. Ford is plus 255. I like the Chevy 170, man.
I'm okay with Toyota 125.
Look, you got Denny Hamlin. That's all you need right there.
Here's what I would love to have happen.
Okay, let's hear this, Mr. Motley.
Because
please.
I'm going to have my picks here in a little bit, but I'm on the non-Christopher Bell bandwagon.
Understood.
But I am on the Denny Hamlin bandwagon.
Yes, you are.
So
and the Chase Briscoe.
If I could go against Christopher Bell in the head-to-heads, but Denny Hamlin win the race, there's a lot of wins that can be stacked up right there.
Yes, there could be.
Just saying. So I like the plus 125 on Toyota because I like Denny Hamlin winning this race that much.
All right. Well, then there you have it from the man, the myth, and the legend himself.
Now, maybe you say I should go and bet Denny Hamlin at plus 500 instead of the plus 125, but I guess this hedges my bet to give me Reddick and Bell and Bubba or anybody else that might be able to, or Briscoe.
Or Briscoe. Well, let's talk about how you hedge a bet when we talk about later in the season. Let's get to our one future bet we talk about all the time. And here, now this is amazing to me. At the South Point, members, our championship odds. Shane Van Gisbergen has actually gone down 60-1 last week. He's 80-1 this week, even after that win. And I got to tell you guys, it is not that far-fetched for him to make a deep run in the playoffs. He doesn't have to hit a home run this is for the Moosh, some baseball talk, my buddy. Doesn't have to hit a home run. All he has to do is hit singles to get through the first round. The second round fits up better for him. The second round has the road course in it. And the third round, all he's got to do is just, now you're only racing 4 guys.
And keep in mind, those playoff points
are big.
And they carry over from round to round. So if he gets through the first round and then he wins the Roval.
Yeah.
He's taking 5 wins, and who knows what else he might get in terms of stage points.
Yeah. He's got 40-something playoff points, 35 playoff points at that point, and he's got a shot to just not screw up and make his way to the championship 4.
Like I said, I kind of feel like that.
Do I think it's going to happen? No, but I'm sorry. It's
better than 80-1.
It's absolutely better than 80-1.
I mean, what's Josh Berry's 30-1?
Hey. People think that Josh Berry early on it means more. I just look at this. If we're still talking about the big values, though, it's screaming at me right now. Joey Logano, Chase Briscoe, Tyler Reddick, 14-14 and 16-1. Those are the ones that, to me, right now, Jeff, are absolutely glowing red lights going, danger, danger, danger. You got to put something on those to hedge your bet at the end of the season.
Yeah, Briscoe 14-1 to me
is a huge upside.
Right. If you're going to be all over something, I'd be all over 14-1 on Chase
And we talked
Briscoe.
briefly about Bubba. Bubba 40-1. He's turning into a hell of an all-around racer right now.
Well,
so
you're right. 40, and we got. And just want to point. There's also a guy that's probably not even going to make the playoffs who's got better odds than Van Gisbergen right now. Ty Gibbs is 60-1. I mean, really?
Yeah. No, you're not wrong there. You're not wrong. All right. I tried to take up a little bit more time there, so we didn't spend as much time talking about this week. All great weeks, by the way. Pit crew. Me, you, we all had great. Jeff Motley just happened to have
a phenomenal week.
An amazing week. Look what happens when you actually get to pick after qualifying. Jeff, you won the Byron over Elliott that you changed to. You won the Boucher Group B, the Briscoe Group C, the Blaney Group D. You had a 12.4 week, which was just an amazing week for you on this one. Great job. I got to give you kudos on that.
I just decided to pick all drivers whose last name started with a B.
The Killer Bees.
Byron almost won Group A.
And listen, and I had 2 wins. I got Briscoe and Wallace. I had picked Bubba Wallace in Group F. He got me that win, so I got me plus 4.15. Briscoe was right there, and Blaney was running. I took Blaney at 20-1. Now listen, I took the odds from that we have on Thursday, which was 20-1, and I got to do it after he got the pole, so that would be
so kind of odds might have been a little
different by then.
20-1,
but I was and Blaney was running second, and then just faded as the race ended right there. So I was bummed. And the pit crew, they got themselves 2 big wins. They got Chris Boucher and Bubba Wallace, Group B and Group F, and they beat me last week even 4.75. So they pulled themselves away from the fear of going back into the negative zone.
I was going to point out, if I could have a few more weeks like that, I may come after your record from last year.
You got a lot of work to do still. But let's give you the season totals. Once again, if you're watching the Gone Racin, you get to see the cool. Oh, shoot. Really? There we go. I was late coming in, and now I got an shoot from behind the curtain.
They're not on the screen because I'm up by over 20 units.
None of us wanted to show that. So, Jeff,
I am running through you guys like Shane Van Gisbergen runs through the crowd at a road course.
Wow. He's talking pretty early right here. That's a very good one again, though. Jeff, you have 59.2 units on the year. I am at 38.9 units.
Which is really good,
Which is both really good.
Really good.
And even the pit crew, 8.55 units.
They're winning.
Listen, anybody listen to us, Moosh, you're listening to this show, no matter who you pick, it looks like you're on the winning side, at least if you stick with the 3 of us. So with that, we will get to our picks, Mr. Motley. And, of course, we always go worst to first on this show. So we get to kick off our picks right here with the pit crew, which are in my hand. And it's back to, I am not worse. You are worse. Sorry, for those that can't hear this. And you have the camera and the mic. You can put this back on you again if you'd like. It's the season worst, not the week worst, Ann. I know that you should know this since you do run the show, but it's the season-long worst.
Oh, you and I are well aware.
Yes, apparently she wasn't, because she's behind the curtain trying to talk a little smack this week.
That's why she didn't put the standings on the screen this week.
Exactly. We know what she's up to.
She's bitter.
We know what she's up to. So let's get you their picks. And by the way, this is Ann's handwriting again, I can tell, because Ann has the beautiful penmanship on the note card. They are taking 2 of the Kyle Larson picks in the head-to-heads. They are going the Seabell and the Denny Hamlin, both at plus 170. They're getting into the Kyle Larson basket. Then they got a couple group picks. They got Chase Briscoe, Group B at plus 300. We may be doing the Gone Racin.
And it has been a kiss of death lately.
It was the Gone Racin. Listen, we weren't the moosh. We were killing it for people.
Yeah.
We're going back on that this week. Chase Briscoe,
sorry, Chase.
Group B.
Appreciate it.
Alex Bowman in Group D, which the driver that Mr. Motley's not allowed to mention, 265. Kyle Busch in a top 3, plus 800. They're giving Kyle Busch into the top 3 there. So
got to take a little flyer if they want to make
I
up
like
some
that
ground.
flyer. I'm not against that flyer. So I'm going to start off with, of course, a top 3, which I love doing. Me at least one top 3 a week, get you a little bit of action in there. And I'm going with the Chase Briscoe top 3 at plus 350. I really do like that right there. I think Chase, even though his history doesn't say it, the Martin Truex does. Then I'm going one of those head-to-heads. I'm picking the Byron over Bell. Byron has been hotter. What he did at Iowa, I like. He's plus 170. Then I'm going to double up, which I don't like to do, but I'm doing it. Chase Briscoe, Group B. The drivers he's up against, I think that he will be able to handle that group. I'm going to go JHN. I'm going John Hunter in Group E at plus 320 because I like that. I think that John Hunter is going to be able to pull that out for me with that big number. And then something I haven't done in a while, I am going to go manufacturer prop. And I'm going, bless you. And I am going Chevy plus 170 on the manufacturer prop.
Okay.
Motley's got a strange look on his face.
Well,
right? He's a little perplexed. Perplexed, I see.
There's
perplexed.
a part of me that is going to just say that I'm making a mistake. But guess what? I'm going to make my bed. I'm going to lie in it, right? So I am going to go on the don't line on Christopher Bell. I'm going both Byron and Larson, plus 170 against Christopher Bell. So you and I are in agreement there on that Byron against Bell. We are putting a kiss of death on Chase Briscoe. Chase Briscoe group. Look, I'm picking.
Listen, it's not. This is not the SI Jinx. This is the Gone Racin good luck charm.
Well, let's hope it is. And look, Briscoe is one for me every week, and I'm going to keep picking him until he doesn't, or give me some reason not to. Then I am going to stick with the Michael McDowell Group F.
All right.
I like McDowell there, and this is kind of where I'm torn. I'm really like, shouldn't I just bet Denny Hamlin at plus 500 to win the race because I think he's going to win? The manufacturer's plus 125. But I feel it just gives me a little bit of room that if Bell were to win the race and kill me on those 2 head-to-heads, I save something out of it. So against my better judgment, I'm going to go with Toyota for the win at plus 125.
Okay.
So that's my picks. As you can tell,
was that 4 or 5?
That's 5. 2 head-to-heads,
2 head-to-heads.
2 groups, and a manufacturer prop. So that's my 5.
It is tough to give up Denny Hamlin at the South Point at 350. I mean, that's a good number for him to win there. I do like the Byron
350. Yeah, maybe I'll stick with the 125.
But I almost
500.
I mean, either one of those, I do like the Byron or Denny Hamlin 800 and 350. Those I don't often bet winners. I do like both of those a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I mean, I think those are solid picks. And look, I know we saw the upset last year with Dylan winning.
Yep.
Again, he did kind of run through some guys.
Hey, he had to be there to get it, baby. And he got it. He went and took it.
And then they took some of it away.
And then they took it from him.
Well, they didn't take the win away. I think he still gets to keep the trophy.
He still got credit with the win. He just didn't get the benefits from the win.
He got the trophy, right?
He gets the trophy.
And 5 or 10 years from now, and he takes somebody in to show him his trophy case.
It's there.
He's going to show him that trophy.
Yes, it is.
And there's not going to be a little card explaining what happened, right?
It's a W. I take it.
It's a W. It's a W. Hey, Saturday night, we got 2 Saturday night races.
That's right. Back-to-back Saturday night races.
So see the racing under the lights. Only race this year at Richmond.
That's right. One time this year.
My home state, not my hometown.
Nope.
It's not my hometown track.
I haven't been there since they redid the track too.
The
infield.
garage area and everything.
Anyway.
I think it made it very similar to a lot of the other tracks with fan areas and amenities. Our buddy Dennis Bickmeyer's not there anymore. But,
old Dennis. Miss old Dennis.
Good old Dennis.
Well, that's our show for today, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Mr. Motley, thanks. Always fun hanging out with you guys. And hopefully we did a good job for you this week. And you know what I'm going to do right now, Jeff?
I'm going to check and see where we're going next week. I'm going to scroll
back up so I can say that tune in this week when we talk about how we did and we get you all the results from the cookout and talk about the Coke 0400 at Daytona next week, guys. See ya.